This review for Inscryption is spoiler free. I made it just in time for Halloween. Well, I mean not for me and my fellow Aussies and Kiwis, but for most of the world I'm right on time, so happy Halloween and let's talk about a spooky card game. If you've been around the channel for long enough, you know I love myself a good card game. I've been playing with and collecting bits of cardboard for I don't even know how long, almost 2 decades I think? Whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Pokemon, Magic, even Gwent or Elder Scrolls Legends, to the more obscure like Chaotic. Anyone else remember this? Used to love this one back in the day. Or the more recent Flesh and Blood. I just enjoy a good card game, so when I stumbled across Inscryption in my Steam For You page, I was immediately interested, but then I learned it was published by Devolver Digital, and I was sold, as they do seem to have an eye for picking up great indie titles. What immediately caught my attention about Inscryption though was the fact that it was more than just a card game. There also seemed to be some sort of sinister and creepy mystery to solve as well, with a thick horror or thriller-like atmosphere. So pairing a great looking card game with a spooky, sinister mystery to solve and this disturbing atmosphere, and I was all the way in. I reached out to Devolver Digital about the possibility of a review code, was graciously granted one, and well, here we are. Inscryption is something truly unique. Yes, it's a great card game slash deck building roguelike, but it offers so much more than that. Let's jump into this review though, and I'll explain why. First and foremost though, I do want to thank Devolver Digital for the review code, and as always to reassure you the viewer that whilst free things are very nice and I'm incredibly grateful that I'm in this situation, but I'm never going to recommend a game to you that I don't believe deserves your attention or your hard-earned money. Okay, let's talk meat and potatoes. The gameplay for Inscryption is incredible. You have a card game mixed with an escape room mixed with a roguelite, and each mechanic is really well fleshed out. In terms of the card game, you begin with a starter deck of around 4 or 5 cards. Most cards require a cost of either a sacrifice or bone token. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose to draw a card from either your deck or a squirrel, which is an easy sacrifice. Each card has a certain number of attack and health, along with, at times, a special effect, like Death Touch, being able to sacrifice and not kill the creature, flight or anti-flight, that sort of thing. You have 4 tiles to place your cards on, which are sometimes blocked with random terrain. Creatures that attack another creature don't take damage themselves unless that creature has a return fire-like effect, and the objective of each battle is obviously to do enough damage to your enemy to tip the scales all the way in their direction, literally. The card mechanics for Inscryption are simple to learn but oh so satisfying to master. Yes, a good portion of your success in battle is from the classic heart of the cards, but you do have other items to help increase your chance of success as well here. Which brings me to the roguelite and escape room aspect of the game. Each map is randomly generated with a boss fight at the end, but planning your journey to said boss fight is where you'll either make or break your run. You have a lot of pit stops to worry about and choose between, like, do you need any items to assist you in battle, like some pliers or scissors? Do you need to strengthen your deck with new cards or upgrading your existing cards? Do you try and complete a challenge to get a great card? Do you need to find a woodcarver to apply an effect to a certain type of card? Or do you even have any pelts to trade with the trader for again more great cards? This is a lengthy journey to the end, and you won't make it past some of these encounters if you don't properly synergize your deck. Some decisions may be easier than others, but you also need to look ahead at what else a particular path has in store, as you may have a tougher battle ahead as opposed to the other path or a trap. You aren't just stuck sitting down playing, however, as you are able to get up at any time and explore and try and solve many of this room's puzzles to unlock various rewards, and trust me, these aren't easy but very worthwhile if you succeed. What happens when a run ends is really interesting though, as before you meet your end, you'll be forced to create a unique card. You'll be randomly given some cards to mix and match your attack and health, the cost of the card and the special effect. And in future runs, you can stumble across that card. This mechanic is spectacular, and without my OP 7/7 1 blood sacrifice card, I may not have gotten past the last couple of bosses. The game is all about finding what synergies work for you, along with trying to escape this hellish room, and it is truly captivating and a great time throughout. Here's the thing though, this isn't the whole game. In fact, it's just the first act. Now obviously, to avoid spoilers, I'm not going to go into what happens next or after that, what the game looks like, any of that, but what I will say is, at least gameplay wise, I do think the first act is the game's peak. Not saying I didn't enjoy the rest of the game, as many of my thoughts still carry over and even expand further, but the jump between Act 1 and 2 did catch me off guard, and all I really felt was that urge to go back. I would have loved an ever-expanding roguelike in this setting, as I think there is still plenty of untapped potential just in this first act. Again though, the rest of the game is still incredible. In fact, it was after this first act where the story really expands and becomes even more so intriguing, and the aesthetic changes after you get over how different the change is, still has great gameplay and new mechanics added. Speaking of which, I should probably talk about the story a little bit. It's hard to talk about story premises or even small details without feeling like I'm giving something away, so I'm just gonna say on this front, the story is truly engrossing and captivating. You have so many questions about what the hell is going on, and as mysterious and creepy as the first act is, it only gets stranger and more complex from here. The story did make me come back when I was initially disappointed with the game's change in direction, and I'm so glad I did, because it is truly worth experiencing for yourself, which is why I'm trying to be real careful not to give anything, not a drop, away. But I will say, it's clear Daniel Mullins had some fun creating this story. In terms of the game's visuals, the game looks fantastic and it runs extremely well to boot. Again, the game just has this incredibly thick atmosphere paired with the feeling of constantly being watched that puts you on edge anytime you get up and try and escape, or even just playing in the battles or making a pit stop. It's definitely the creepiest card game I've ever played, especially when accompanied by that sinister soundtrack. In terms of complaints, I seriously struggled to come up with any. I mean, the jump between acts was a little jarring, maybe, and I would have enjoyed a whole game centered around the first act, but even that would take away from how much I still enjoyed the rest of the game. It's not easy designing a card game, let alone mixing it in with a roguelike and escape room mechanics, and making it eerie and unsettling as well. The story is incredibly compelling, the deck building and card game itself are simple to learn and satisfying to master. Even in death, you feel like you're inching closer to the finish line, and when it was all said and done, I was just in awe at how much I enjoyed everything about Inscryption. It should take you around 10 hours to complete your first playthrough, but I'm ready to go back for more already. So if you're a fan of a good card game, a good roguelike, a good escape room, a good story, a great game all around, then check out Inscryption for yourself. It's currently at a discount for Halloween on Steam for about $25 dues, and even if you still aren't sold and want it at a bit more of a discount, keep the game on your radar, because I'm telling you, Inscryption is one of 2021's best offerings. Thank you all so much for watching. I really wanted to bring Inscryption to more people's attention if I could, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a like because it helps let me know that you enjoyed yourself. Comment below your thoughts on Inscryption if you've played it. Try and keep it spoiler free or warn people if it's not, as well as any suggestions for deck builders or card games you'd think I'd enjoy. Should really get around to Slay the Spire at some point. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, go give my socials a follow at MayorHairBear, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Oh, and again, happy Halloween.